I just did the intro and the first one before plugging my mic in, so let's try this again. Hi, my name is Leanna and I'm turning 25, so I want to tell you 25 things I've learned in 25 years. So I'm gonna. Some of them are incredibly deep and some are incredibly trivial. So on that note, let's start with number 1. Live in the moment. It's very hard living in society to not focus on your goals and assume that you're gonna be happy when you reach those goals. I think we've all heard this before. Happiness is either now or never, or something along those lines. So for me, I always kind of assume, oh, when I get this done, I'll be happy. I just have to add that there's a nature walk I go on that's like life-changing, and it helps me so much with focusing on the present. So go out and exercise. It's all about balancing short-term and long-term gratification because you don't want to forget about your goals, but you really do need to live in the moment. Easier said than done, but we got this. Number 2, I need to travel more because I never travel. And that's not an exaggeration. I never travel. I mean, that's on me, like I never initiate trips. Anyway, number 3, not everyone's gonna like you, or what you do, or what you create. And it doesn't matter at all. You might feel like the opinions matter in a job interview or an audition, and to a certain extent they do, but it doesn't mean there's not a million other opinions that could give you opportunities in life. So it's okay if not everyone likes you. On that note, number 4, be yourself. This one's quite deep and cliche, but if not everyone's gonna like you, you might as well be yourself. Even if you feel like you're a little weird, and I feel like that word is only okay to use when you're talking about yourself, and if you think you're quirky, which I personally think is a polite version of weird, then that's okay because everyone is. For me, I can be a little quirky, I guess, but it is what it is. I think the blonde wig is gonna be retired, but it was the definition of like me going through a phase, which was authentically me, but then looking back on it like, huh. So keep in mind that even though you're being yourself, we are always changing and we have different phases of what we like, and that can be wearing a wig in a YouTube video, if that's what feels right for you at the time. Oh my god, I've been on this one way too long. Be yourself, everyone. Number 5, geometry, but I forgot most of it. I think I'm gonna stop with the hands because when it gets into double digits, I think it's gonna be quite annoying. 6, use the word sorry more frugally. So I use the word sorry a lot and I know why I'm doing it. It's a defense mechanism to let them know I'm aware I'm in the wrong, and I feel like I'm implying that they need to back off a little bit because I'm like, sorry, you know, you can't be mad at me after I say sorry. But it's really unneeded, and what you should say is, okay, I understand now, or in the future I'll do this. The other sentences are kind of an apology on their own. But it's one of those words you can just get in the habit of saying when you get used to it and it becomes a habit. Say habit one more time. Habit. Number 7. I'm just gonna read this one word for word because it's quite important. Mini rose-scented Vaseline tubs are magical and make my lips incredibly happy. It exceeds all other forms of lip therapy I've ever tried. They have a cocoa one too. Number 8. There's a YouTuber named Ariel Bissett. I wanna think that's how you say it. She mentioned in her 25 things she learned in 25 years, and this one really stuck with me, that you don't need to finish every project you start. For me, when I start a project, I feel just wrong if I don't finish it, even if halfway through I'm aware I don't even like it anymore. It's a lot like food, where I know I'm full and I just insist on wanting to finish it. It's not worth it. If you really like the project, see it through, but sometimes I'll be creating something, piece of art or a video, and like halfway through, it's really hard to just set it down because I want to finish my project. You don't need to, if the benefits don't outweigh the costs. Number 9, I need to change my car battery every few years. I learned that the hard way. I'm genuinely embarrassed about that one, but I'm gonna share it. I know a few of you can relate. Number 10, be open-minded about other opinions or beliefs. The reason I was always kind of frustrated about other opinions or beliefs is I never really could find anyone who was talking about things that I believed, but I realized just some people are more vocal about certain beliefs and some people aren't. There are plenty of people who see things the way you do, who you can befriend and feel understood by, and I know I was really feeling happy about finally finding like a bunch of other flat earthers. Just kidding. And as I've gotten older, I've realized it's definitely worth being open-minded, otherwise you're just gonna feel more and more frustrated. Number 11, your past doesn't define you. Whether it was a mistake you made or something hard you had to go through, although it's a part of your story, it does not at all need to be brought into the future. And if that means working on your mental health or getting help from someone, it's definitely worth it. Number 12, stay away from your comfort zone. I'm not gonna say completely stay out of it. You can hang out in it for a little bit, but it's definitely good to hang out, outside of it, even if it means a slight stomach drop feeling or nervousness. I have stepped on a stage many a time when I was nervous, and I've stepped out of a plane once while I was nervous. Was I thankful I did it? Yes, in all cases. Even if it didn't go great, the plane was fine, but other things maybe that happened on a stage. But in all cases, I was glad I did it. Even if it's just greeting someone who could be a potential friend or joining a club or class when you don't know anyone, it's definitely worth it. And weirdly enough, when you step out of your comfort zone, those things become your comfort zone. Just be rational about your safety and you'll be fine. You don't need to rock climb free solo or anything. Number 13, Legos are for adults too, and wow, I love them so much. Bookstore, townhome, Parisian restaurant. Number 14, be smart with your money. I'm gonna do this one quick because it's boring and we've all heard it. When I got my first full-time job, I realized budgeting is worth it because you can splurge every now and then. When I bought my Chamberlain painting, I would just kind of look at myself in the mirror and be like, did you really do that? But then I'd also be like, yeah, I did, and I'm pretty darn happy about it. So you just need to be rational about splurging and then be frugal after those little splurges. So if you can invest, and learn how to do that, and then just be rational as well. Number 15, try to let go of what you can't change, whether it's in the past, present, or future. You can try focusing on something new like a hobby, meditation, or therapy, and those can help with acceptance and make it more clear that your future and the things that really matter are in your control. We've got a handful that are kind of deep. Number 16, you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And having good mental health can very much help with how you respond. Number 17, drinking water is good for you and you should do it a lot. I think that's something we're supposed to learn as kids, and I guess I knew that, but it wasn't until I got this that it became fun. This is not sponsored, but I'll link it in the description. It tells you where to drink to throughout the day. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And this is the plan. 18, regulate what you consume. When I took a month off social media, that helped a lot, but I often have impulses to look at things that I know aren't going to make me happy or benefit me in any way, so I just need to be aware that it's not worth looking at them, even if I have an impulse to do so. I heard this quote recently, and it is incredibly relevant. The art of knowing is knowing what to ignore. Rumi. If I was a fan of facial tattoos, I would totally get that across my forehead. Number 19, you don't need to be on all social media sites. I don't have Twitter and I don't have a desire to go on Twitter. And if I learned anything from my month off of social media, it's that it really doesn't make a difference. I go on Instagram so much less after my month off. So FOMO does feel like a thing, but you'd be so surprised how little effect it has on you when you just put in some effort to fight it. At least just don't have Twitter. Twitter seems like a waste to me. But I know that's a controversial opinion. Whatever works for you. 20, money and fame are not the key to happiness. Enough rich and famous people have said that to where I'm gonna go ahead and believe it. Because it makes sense. It's kind of like enjoying the present over assuming that your goals are gonna help you. I listened to Emma Chamberlain's podcast a lot, and she was saying she appreciates her milestones, but they didn't necessarily change her life or have a black and white, now I'm happy now moment, which totally makes sense. 21, it's never too late to start. For me, I'm in my 20s, and I feel like when I see that 15-year-old just thriving, it makes me feel 10 years behind, but that's totally irrational. As Gary Vee would say it, 60 is young. You can keep going and, pursue whatever you want, even when you're old, within reason. Maybe you can't do gymnastics if you're 110, but in most cases, you can pursue what you want, and there are plenty of people way older than you who haven't even started doing something either. So it's just all relative, and everyone's journey is different. That phrase is like the epitome of cliche, but I don't care. As long as you enjoy the process of what you're pursuing, it's gonna be worth it and it's gonna be fun. 22, less is more when it comes to objects and spreading yourself too thin. I'm convinced I get more dopamine when I get rid of things than when I buy them, which is really saying something, but I still buy stuff. I really like to live clutter-free, and keeping what you own to a minimum really helps. So I need to do another closet clean out, but usually my room in general looks really clean and tidy. Number 23, be a proud loser. I don't like losing, but I will happily be a proud loser and be ready to destroy them next time. Number 24, you don't need to execute every idea you have. Similar to dropping projects, but this time it's just dropping it from your mind before you start pursuing it. For me, it's always really creativity related, so you don't need to execute every idea, just prioritize what makes the most sense to spend your time on. Took me some time to realize. Number 25, this isn't necessarily more significant than the others, but it's versatile, it's vague, it's applicable. If the benefits don't outweigh the costs, stop doing it. And little easier said than done, because you can be working for something in the future or now, either long-term gratification or short-term, but you just need to do like a pro and con list and understand whether it's worth doing that in the present moment, because it's all about balance and knowing that you're benefiting in life. I'm really hoping I didn't accidentally skip any. If you're still watching, I really hope you enjoyed this, and please comment below Rose Vaseline FTW. And that can mean for the win, by the way, if you only knew the other option. If you are still watching this, I really hope you enjoyed it or found it inspiring. So please consider liking and subscribing, and have a great day. Goodbye. I feel like I purposely made that an awkward outro at the end. Goodbye. This is similar to being able to ending a project. Every creative idea I heard this quote recently that is incredibly relevant. The art of knowing, and I crave justification, or a little quirky, which for me, not everyone likes you. It can be a little sad, but it's okay. I don't know if I would ever. Mini rose-scented Vaseline tubs are magical and make my